Welcome back, everybody. All right, let's get into our regulars now. We start off with the question of the day and our trending topics. So, obviously, this week's focus is to chat to the top five, bring in the leaders of these political parties and talk to them about the manifestos that they have. So, the turn today is that of the EFF, and Julius Malema will be coming into studio.
I think just the IFP, their manifesto launches this coming Sunday.
Okay.
So, that one might have to move to next week. Until after they've launched, but the other four have launched. This past weekend was the Freedom Front Plus, which was very interesting, by the way. But it's the EFF coming to break it down for us here on Morning Live today. So here's our question of the day, and we're asking you simply, your thoughts on the EFF election manifesto. Have you read it? Is there anything that's caught your attention per se? I mean, of course, we'll touch, on some of the issues, broad strokes, the cardinal pillars that they feel need to be addressed. 7 of them, we'll look at those, touch on them. But of course, let us know your thoughts. Also, if there are questions. And I must say, yesterday when we put out the message on X that Julius Malema will be in studio, some of the questions that came through, it was evident that people had read that manifesto.
It's fantastic.
It was very detailed.
That one is still up there on our Twitter page. So if you would like to add a question to that, I mean, there are so many questions that have been put there, but perhaps if you'd like to also throw a question in quickly before that interview starts, please feel free to, and hopefully we can get to some of those. So that's the idea. It's a platform for the political parties and for you as well to quiz them. All right, let's get into some of the trending topics now, and no doubt that this will be a trending topic, no doubt, after the interview with Julius Malema. That'll be one of them on social media. But let's get into what's talking on social media at the moment. And this one came up, Karen, and we're talking about Karen Maughan. So there's quite I'm not sure if you've managed to read it, SK, but there's an article that's come up, and I think it's an opinion piece, and it's on IOL, and it is just talking to Karen Maughan and how they are saying. Let me get the article up. It's basically saying that it's an article why. Here we go. Let me say, the propagandist machine disguised as journalism. That's what the article is pretty much so about. And they're saying that they're equating in this opinion piece Karen Maughan to a propaganda filmmaker whose audience has just become the judge of the law because she says something untrue and the public supports it as if it's correct. Why is Karen not held accountable for unfair reporting? I'm reading one tweet that's commenting on this particular article. It's from Chris XL Fake. So that's what they're saying. But it's just a big article out there.
Yeah, as you say, in IOL, and then Dr. Iqbal's survey. He also speaks to this on X, where he says Edmund Peary exposes Karen Maughan as a highly paid propagandist of the Cyril Pravin cabal. Don't forget the Nazi past of News 24, who based their apartheid media machine on Nazi propagandist Goebbels. But then also someone like Conita Hunter coming in and saying, well, thank God for the press council. This everyday bullying by Mr. Survey and his media minions can never be tolerated. Karen's crime is fair and accurate reportage. So those are some of the comments going on around that.
A battle for and against Karen Maughan happening after this piece, and the comparison is between Leni Riefenstahl. So this is a talking piece that they are saying for. She is like him. He was a filmmaker, and she is a journalist, and it's propaganda. So anyway, you go in, read it, and that's the trend at the moment. Sanco. And this is a big talking point at the moment as well.
Yeah, so Sanco, obviously going on, there's a lot with Sanco. Remember former President Jacob Zuma at some point was affiliated with Sanco. I think a week or two ago, they came out very decisively saying that he hasn't attended 3 meetings successively, and according to their constitution, he then no longer is in his position that he occupied in Sanco. So that, among other things, and people also in part comparing how Sanco has dealt with the Jacob Zuma issue as compared to the ANC and how they have perhaps dilly-dallied around it. And then also this one from Sihle Mavuso, who says a National Executive Committee member of Sanco has dumped the civic organization in alliance with the ANC and joined MK party led by former President Jacob Zuma. Yeah. So Sanco has always been one of those entities supporting the African National Congress and its alliance partners. But it's going to be interesting to see like whether Sanco widely would dissociate themselves with the ANC.
Well, yeah, also there, that press release that we've got sitting on there as well, saying Sanco slows down its allegiance to the ANC and opens doors for other political parties. So I think in a nutshell what you were saying, SK. All right, rest in peace, legend. So this one has been a talking point throughout the weekend.
Mr. Ibu.
Look at that, man. So this was very sad, and now there's videos as well doing the round. A video that they're saying Mr. Ibu, the late comic actor, purportedly shared this video, and it was on social media, and it's all over. If you do go and look at it, you'll find it there with Paul of P Square shortly before his death. The news broke that Mr. Ibu had passed away after battling illness, during which his legs were amputated. So may his soul rest in peace. And many just celebrating the comedy and the laughter and the fun that he brought to so many people.
So many snippets sad, people were sharing yesterday, and just reminding us just how funny some of those have been over the years. So
very sad. I mean, but they are
rest
classic,
in peace,
real
legend.
pearlers there. And it's still going. Rest in peace, legend there. That's a big one. And then finally, of course, the big match.
Oh, yeah.
Man United, Man City. And I mean, you saw the highlights. I hope you did if you were awake. If you were watching V's one, or if you watched it live, you saw that Man City came in and stole this one big time. 3-1.
I'm not sure that they stole it. There's Marcus Rashford's goal.
That was a beautiful goal. Amazing, wasn't it?
That was a stunner. But then Phil Foden comes and says, what you can do, I could perhaps do better. And so Man United played really well in the first half. Not so good in the second half, but it's clear Manchester is blue. So the noisy neighbours.
They came through in the second half and they were just hitting that ball into the net. So it was a cracker of a match. Okay,
so interesting one this coming weekend. Liverpool up against Man City. So just do what you guys want to do. We are waiting as Arsenal.
Is it just let the kids play? And
you guys can draw.
You'll pick it up.
If you draw, we'll win tonight, and we win next week. We go top of the pile.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, okay, let's leave it there. That's your trending topics for now. Let's quickly take a break. We've got some stories for you, and of course the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us.